Hello everyone, I'm Dallas Johnson, lead instructor of the Automobile Dealer Training Association. First of all, I want to thank you for choosing the Automobile Dealer Training Association as your Texas dealer license training partner. In your Texas dealer training course, we are going to cover several training units, and you will not be able to fast forward through any training unit. You must view the entire video for each training unit before you can move on to the next training unit. However, after the course, you will easily be able to review the videos on the TexasDealers.com website. And at that time, you will be able to fast forward through the videos to find the exact training content that you want to review. But you will only get credit for the course by being logged on to the learning management system and viewing each training unit. I want to remind you, this course is designed to be viewed in Google Chrome. So if you're not using Google Chrome, you might want to pause the video, download Google Chrome onto your computer or your phone, and then start the training again. At the end of the course, once you have completed the videos in each unit, you will be able to easily download your certificate of completion that you will need to submit with your dealer license application to show the state that you have completed your mandatory dealer license training so you can apply for your dealer's license. The first thing I want to do is give you some really valuable contact information. Texas dealers are regulated by the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles Motor Vehicle Division, and they have what is known as the Dealer Licensing Section. The Dealer Licensing Section has oversight over dealers. They're going to process your initial dealer application and your subsequent dealer license renewals, and they are located at 4000 Jackson Avenue, Austin, Texas 78731. I also want to make sure that you have their phone number, which is 888-368-4689. Once again, that number is 888-368-4689. This is a great phone number that you can reference if you have specific questions about obtaining your dealer's license, or once you have become a dealer, you can call them with questions after you've obtained your dealer's license. Or you can also send an email to askdmv@txdmv.gov. Once again, that is askdmv@txdmv.gov. And once again, you can review all the training content in your Texas Dealer License Training Course at texasdealers.com. And at that time, you can fast forward through the videos to find the specific content that you want to review. On the texasdealers.com website, we will also attempt to have direct links to all of your Texas dealer forms and the dealer manuals that are produced by the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles. So we will jump onto that website several times during your dealer training course to show you how to review content and download dealer forms and dealer training manuals. You can click on www.txdmv.com/dealers to visit the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles website Dealers section. You can also use the Contact Us section of the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles website that you see here at txdmv.gov/contact us. And there at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a link to e-licensing that you will log on to here in just a little while. And I'm going to show you how to apply for your dealer's license at that website. Here you see the contact page for the Department of Motor Vehicles dealer section, and you can see lots of helpful phone numbers, or you can click on the email tab to find great email contact information. You may also find mailing addresses, you can leave feedback, or you can even file complaints. Here you see on the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles website, you're going to find links to Web Dealer, which we are going to cover extensively later on in your dealer training course. You're going to see a link to e-licensing, which we're going to jump onto here in just a moment, and I'm going to show you how to apply for your dealer's license and many other helpful resources for dealers as well. Let's go ahead and get started here with Unit 1. In Unit 1, we're going to cover the types of licenses that are issued by the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles. I'm going to show you how to become a Texas motor vehicle dealer and also how to submit your dealer application via e-licensing. First, we're going to cover the types of licenses. The state of Texas issues the following types of dealer licenses: Retail General Distinguishing Number, Wholesale General Distinguishing Number, Franchised Dealer License, Converter License, Salvage Dealer's License, Manufacturer License, Distributor License, Vehicle Lessor License, and a Lease Facilitator License. First of all, I want you to be aware a retail GDN license, that's a dealer's license, they are broken down into 5 categories. If you want to sell vehicles from multiple categories, you will need to have a license for each specific category. And I want to repeat that. If you want to sell vehicles from multiple categories, you will need to have a license for each category. The 5 categories are motor vehicle, motorcycle, travel trailer, trailer semi-trailer, and independent mobility motor vehicle dealer. Retail dealers can sell retail to a customer on the lot or wholesale to another dealer. First, let's talk about a motor vehicle GDN dealer's license. A motor vehicle GDN allows you to buy, sell, or exchange used cars, trucks, motorhomes, and neighborhood vehicles. You may buy, sell, repair, or rebuild salvage motor vehicles and non-repairable motor vehicles. A motor vehicle GDN allows you to use temporary tags, buyer's temporary tags, and metal dealer license plates only on motor vehicles and requires you to provide a dealer surety bond. The license allows you to sell vehicles retail to customers on the lot or wholesale directly to other dealers or through dealer-only auctions. A motorcycle GDN. A motorcycle GDN allows you to buy, sell, or exchange used motorcycles, autocycles, motor scooters, ATVs as well. And it also allows you to buy, sell, repair, or rebuild salvage motor vehicles and non-repairable motor vehicles. You can use a dealer's temporary tag, buyer's temporary tag, and metal dealer license plates only on motorcycles, autocycles, motor scooters, or ATVs. And this also requires that you provide a dealer surety bond. A travel trailer GDN. A travel trailer GDN allows you to buy, sell, or exchange used travel trailers. And by the way, a travel trailer is defined as having either an onboard cooking facility or refrigerator or a toilet or a heater or an air conditioner or a sink or electric power supply or a combination of any of these. This license allows you to buy, sell, repair, or rebuild salvage motor vehicles and non-repairable motor vehicles. You may use a dealer's temporary tag, buyer's temporary tag, and metal dealer license plates only on travel trailers. And this type of license does not require a dealer surety bond. A trailer semi-trailer GDN. A trailer semi-trailer GDN allows you to buy, sell, or exchange new or used trailers and semi-trailers. You may use a dealer's temporary tag, buyer's temporary tag, and metal dealer license plates only on trailers and semi-trailers. It does not require a dealer surety bond. Please be aware, this is the only GDN license category that allows you to sell brand new vehicles without a franchise dealer license. Independent mobility motor vehicle dealer. An independent mobility motor vehicle dealer, GDN, allows you to sell new and used vehicles that have been converted into mobility vehicles at a specific location. You must have an agreement with the licensed franchise dealer of the underlying chassis of the mobility vehicle. A mobility motor vehicle is designed to transport a person with a disability. This type of license also requires the applicant to hold a converter's license. I want you to be aware that all independent motor vehicle GDN license types, with the exception of wholesale, wholesale auction, and independent mobility motor vehicles, dealers may operate as a salvage dealer as of September 1st of 2019 without a separate salvage license. A sales tax and use permit is required along with a National Motor Vehicle Title Information System number. So I want to repeat that one more time. Most independent GDN license types may now operate as a salvage dealer without a separate salvage license. However, you will have to have a sales and use tax permit and a National Motor Vehicle Title Information System number as well. Wholesale General Distinguishing Number. A wholesale GDN or wholesale dealer license allows you to purchase and sell vehicles to other dealers only. You may not sell a vehicle to a person without a dealer's license, such as to a retail customer on your display area. You may never sell a vehicle to the general public with a wholesale dealer license. You can only sell to other licensed dealers. A wholesale license allows you to buy, sell, or exchange used vehicles, including motor vehicles, motorcycles, and travel trailers. You may buy, sell, or exchange new or used trailers and or semi-trailers. It does not require a display lot, but you must provide a dealer surety bond if you hold a wholesale dealer license and want to sell vehicles. If you want to sell vehicles to the general public, you will need to amend your license to a retail dealer's license. Retail and wholesale dealers may not have offices in the same business structure as, for example, a business building with the same roof line, regardless if even they have a different suite number. So retail dealers and wholesale dealers can never operate out of the same building. If other wholesale dealers are in the same building, then you'll need to move to a new location if you're amending your wholesale dealer's license to become a retail license. Also, there is a wholesale motor vehicle auction license, GDN, and that's a little bit different. A wholesale motor vehicle auction dealer license allows the licensee to offer vehicles for sale at a dealer auction and may also hold auctions. I want you to be aware that changing a license type from wholesale to retail does require an amendment application to be submitted through e-licensing. Franchise dealer license. A franchise dealer license is required to sell new motor vehicles. A franchise dealer is referred to as a franchisee. A franchise license is required to sell all types of new motor vehicles, including motorcycles, travel trailers, ATVs, and ROVs. A franchise motor vehicle dealer may operate several dealerships in the same city with the same GDN. Each separate location, however, does require a separate franchise license. Franchise dealers are authorized to sell specific line makes and must amend their license when adding or removing line makes to a location. A converter license. A converter license is required if you assemble or install special equipment to a vehicle chassis before offering the vehicle for retail sale. A conversion means a motor vehicle that has been substantially modified by a person other than the manufacturer or distributor of the chassis of the motor vehicle and has not been subject to a retail sale. A converter means a person who, before the retail sale of a motor vehicle, assembles, installs, or affixes a body, cab, or special equipment to a chassis, or substantially adds, subtracts from, or modifies a previously assembled or manufactured motor vehicle. Neither converters nor their representatives are allowed to sell new motor vehicles they convert directly to consumers, including municipalities. Only dealers that are franchised and licensed for the underlying line make of the converted vehicle are allowed to sell the converted vehicles directly to Texas consumers. Remember, converters cannot sell to the public if they do not have a franchise license. The conversion may, but does not necessarily have to include special equipment. A salvage license. A salvage dealer is engaged in the business of buying, selling, repairing, or rebuilding salvage motor vehicles and non-repairable motor vehicles. A salvage motor vehicle has been damaged or is missing a major part, causing the cost to repair the vehicle to be much higher than the actual cash value of the vehicle before it was damaged. A salvage motor vehicle may be repaired or rebuilt, so it can be titled as a rebuilt motor vehicle and registered to operate on public roads. Rebuilt vehicles must pass an inspection to be titled and sold as used motor vehicles using a GDN license. You must be licensed as a GDN or a salvage dealer if you buy or sell more than 5 salvage or non-repairable motor vehicles in a calendar year, or rebuild more than 5 salvage vehicles in a calendar year. All retail and salvage inventory by state law must be kept separate at all times. Remember, independent GDNs may operate as a salvage dealer without a separate salvage license. A manufacturer license. A manufacturer license is required if you assemble or manufacture new vehicles for sale by franchise motor vehicle dealers, or what we refer to as franchisees. Manufacturers are prohibited from selling vehicles directly to the general public. They must sell the vehicles they manufacture to franchisees. A distributor license. A distributor license is required for anyone that distributes or sells vehicles to franchise motor vehicle dealers. They sometimes act as an intermediary between a vehicle manufacturer and a franchise motor vehicle dealer. An in-transit license. An in-transit license is required for a driveway operator who transports and delivers a vehicle in the state of Texas from a manufacturer or other point of origin to a location in the state using the vehicle's own power or using what's called the full mount method, the saddle mount method, the tow bar method, or a combination of those methods. Drive-away operators that have an in-transit license may apply for, receive, and attach metal in-transit dealer plates to vehicles that they transport. A vehicle lessor license. A vehicle lessor license is required for any person that offers a vehicle for lease of more than 180 days. A dealer may not have the word lease or leasing in the dealership name unless the dealer has a vehicle lessor license. Retail license holders and vehicle lessor license holders may never share an office. A lease facilitator license. A lease facilitator license acts as a leasing agent for a vehicle lessor licensee. This person acts as an intermediary between the vehicle lessor and a person leasing the vehicle. Retail license holders and lease facilitator license holders may also not share an office.